Yo, shout out to my boy Nelson. Let's go. Turn it up. He doing it now.
Nelson Lopez Jr. show, where the action takes control. He's the champion of rhythm flow. Tune in, let the fire load. When I'm going and say he's on, Nelson's here, giving you the dawn. His words run through, echo in the air. Podcast king, he's got that flair. Feel the beat, the vibe in your air.
And now let's go toe-to-toe with Lolo. Here's your host, Nelson Lopez Jr. Hey, welcome to the Nelson Lopez Jr. show and my man Nelson
Man,
Lopez.
how we doing, man? Let's go.
Hey, man, it's all about you, man. You got a hell of a lineup tonight for these fans, for real.
Yes, sir.
Take it away, boss man.
I can click it, right?
Yeah, run it.
Run it.
So now Nelson is joining all his Instagram fans. So if you're on RG, you can follow him there along Facebook. We're on Rumble. We're everywhere you want to be. Mr. Nelson Lopez Jr.
Whoa. What's up? What's going on? How's everything, man?
Oh, I'm great, man. I've had a fantastic week. You know, we're getting ready to be KFC 70. Come on down there and see you. I know you're ready, and I know you guys been working hard.
Man, I'm excited. Look, the fights it's on fire, man. Everybody's fired up. Everybody want to see the comeback of El Gallo. Everyone want to see Christine in the fight.
Yes.
You know, everybody want to see the Marine in the comeback and see what Warren can do. Everybody wants to see Perdomo to see if he's gonna just murder somebody, or is someone gonna
Can they last a minute? Can they last a minute with the bare-knuckle Mike Tyson? Right?
Yeah, man. Yes, sir.
And of course, tonight you have one of your great friends and one of your superstars coming on to talk to us. So why don't you let the audience know and introduce your friend?
You want me to do the Jeff Houston?
Hey, do what you got. Do the Nelson Lopez Jr. show. Hey,
so, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the queen of violence herself, the champion, BKFC 115, I am the 125. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage, Britain, the Heartbreaker Hart. Yeah, baby, the new name. Look at her.
Yeah. What's up, guys? Oh, what an introduction, man. I love it.
I love it. What you been up to?
Man, you know, after having this epic fight in Sturgis, it's just been, you know, it seems like forever ago, but really it was in August. But what a great, like, just reaction, and like really me coming like full forward on who I am as a fighter and what I feel like I do and represent in BKFC. I really don't think many females have really gotten the chance to kind of break through and be their own fighter and have these big viral moments and really sell and go to the fights without just being lucky or random. So it was kind of cool to see and show everyone, you know, just like what 12 fights in bare knuckle look like. But then it was going from, oh, wow, how many people really do believe in me and have built me up and made me. So I had to go back to Virginia. I had to go back to Ohio. I had to go back in Florida. So I feel like I've just been traveling. I got to go out to Spain, which was epic. I loved being out there. I've been to a few other fights, but I really feel like I've been oddly, weirdly busy, but really just soaking in what it means to be, you know, a 4-time champ.
Yeah, that's cool. I was really proud of you and Taylor, honestly, to see when you guys were in there, and just the grit, you know, and just the will to win, both of you guys, and disregard the cuts and getting hit with something and coming back with something else. Like, I don't know, it made me proud because I know where you come from. I know what you've accomplished and what you've overcome, and just you see someone in there just doing what they love and to the full capacity of how you can do it. You just, you know, it's very fulfilling to see you do that. So I'm really proud of, and I congratulate you on how far you've come and what you've done in the game and what in the legacy you're leaving in this new sport of bare knuckle, you know, in the new sport of and a new company of BKFC. Like, it's amazing. You're really making a name for yourself, and you're really laying down the foundation of bare knuckle fighting in the female category, you know, and that's awesome. I love it. I love it.
Thank you. And it was, you know, honestly, I know sometimes I've had kind of like misleading reputation in the sport. With a lot of times I'm feuding with the girls that I am actually fighting, but with Taylor, man, I can say since the Sturgis fight, watching her continue to go and not quit, and she's gonna be fighting here on that Philly card in Knucklemania. It was really really cool just to see that how females have gone and growing with her in that sport. And then after we fought, it just seems like the respect there is finally building. And I'm really proud of, thank you. I'm proud of us. I know that we started it in the beginning, and I know that I know you from my boxing days. So it's just amazing to really kind of see it come full circle.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what? It's not over, Britt. There's a lot of things to do still. You're still young. You still have I know you have a lot of drive to do a lot of other things. I know you're not done in where you're at with BKFC. I know you're not done there. And there's still a lot of things to accomplish. It's in boxing, and even in boxing, I talked to world champions back in the day, like the Ada Velez and the Christy Martins. They laid down the foundation. A lot of them didn't reap the benefits of the female fighters that are happening now. But they did lay down the foundation, and I know sometimes I feel like they don't get enough recognition, and I think they should. But I think that you're doing a really good job of letting people know who you are and where you come from and what you stand for. And I love it. I love it. I know that. And not only thing, you really do support. You came to the event, you and Big Face came to the Prospect Amateur event, and that also, I'm like, man, that's cool, because you're so humble. You carry around the belt kind of like just to show that you're the champ and everybody knows you, and you take a picture with everyone and everyone looks up to you, but you're so approachable. You're so willing to share your story. You're so willing and talkative to be around the young kids that are coming up, and you being at the event, it's a big deal, because they're looking at you and they're seeing you commentate on what they're doing, and you're what they want to be. You believe it or not, they look at you and goes, I want that. And I really do want more females to get involved, and I can't do it. I can't do it better than you. All I can do is promote you to go out and like encourage these young ladies to come to be fighters, to challenge themselves, to be bigger than the male dominant sport. I can only empower you to do it, and I appreciate you doing that for us and coming to events like that, and even going to Mexico. So that's awesome that you're involved at that capacity.
Yeah, man. It's honestly, I think 2024 for me was that magical year of what you just said. It was like, wow, females and males alike, like when they come up and they're like, oh my gosh, you're commentating my fight. It almost freezes me a little bit. Like, that's why I'm still like, whoa, it never gets old. I'm like, wow, you really care what I think. And that's a new feeling for me this year. And to see that response and what I mean, just by being there, but being like super excited about their fight and in their own growth, it's really kind of made me feel like, wow, what is next? It feels like the beginning, but in a beautiful, but yet kind of like scary way, I guess you would say. But it is exciting. And going to Mexico was a huge door open internationally. So I'm just really proud of us moving in that direction, where we're not just staying, locally, or just, trying to help our communities around us, which is great. It's like, all right, we're helping our communities, but what other communities are out there that need a role model or need somebody that's like, wow, if they did it, so can I.
Right. 100%. And you really, really embrace your role. And I think, like you said, it's a breakthrough year. I think that your eyes were open on the other avenues and the other areas where you can be impactful, not just fighting, right? Like I said, you become a champion, and your lane of your your voice is now like you demand to be heard. You've laid down something and you've accomplished something that now when you speak, people must stop and listen. And sometimes fighters, I mean, not even having a belt. You don't need to have a belt. The fact that anyone that gets in there, people should respect and listen. And just, you have a voice. You got on the big stage. You did something that no one has done. And I think a lot of fighters need to utilize that. And you've been utilizing that to the fullest and to fulfill the most out of it. So look, it's up from here. I'm very happy to knowing you so many years. It's awesome to see us at this level now, get to the next level, to be in Spain, to see you, like hanging with McGregor and in the big lights and the interviews. It's awesome. I'm super proud. I'm super proud to be associated with you, for real. No lie.
Oh man, I feel like I'm blessed. My cheek Thank
What
you.
do you we got some good fights coming up, and I know you're gonna be in the house. So
I will. I am really excited. So, honestly, some of these BKFC cards, no offense, but they're like, you kind of look at them and you're like, okay, there's one or two fights. And, that's fine because we're still building and we got to give other people a chance to come up and make a name. And so we're hopeful for those new stars. But this card is full of like just OG and already established, just true fighters that I love. Like Ricky's coming back. I love that. G, the Cut Man, I love seeing him fight. Super awesome, slick fighter. Obviously Christine Ferreira and Christy
right.
Vincent, super mega excited. The main event, Brian. It's just there's like 7 fights on that card that I'm just have to see and can't wait.
How about do you want to make a predictions? You want the Britain Hart predictions? I mean, I know you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but I mean, look, let's do the main. Just give me a little bit of analyst. Give me a little breakdown of what you think about the main event. Jared Warren and Richard.
So I really will leave it for both the main and the co-main.
Okay.
I think this is where we don't become just a fan of bare-knuckle boxing or combat sports. I think this is where the true sport fan really just capitalizes on what sport embodies. And it's this beautiful, who knows what's going to happen? There's so many fights that are one-sided and oh, this person's going to murk them or it's going to be a quick night or we just know how it's going to go. The main and co-main, you have someone with so much heart and the comeback kid who really just works really hard. But then you have, the Marine who's got, this just solid personality and solid fight IQ. He's been in the game in so many atmospheres. He's already a star, with that experience. I really, don't know. I think it's a matter kind of a skill versus heart type of fight. And the same thing goes with the co-main event. Christine is just established in bare knuckle. The Misfit, she's, definitely been coined the most feared fighter. She's had, her run in MMA. And then you have Vincent, who's this hardworking, epic person who is just really, her videos, I try to pick apart like other fighters' videos and be like, oh, they're, we're all guilty of doing it. But her videos and training stuff is just flawless. So, but she only has 4 fights of professional experience. So it's like, oh, does that really weigh in this? And as a true sports fan, yeah, it does weigh in it. But it equals out when you have someone who's just so hungry and flawless and ultimately nothing to lose against someone who's been doing it for, 15 plus years. And, I'm just really all for those people, all for those fighters as humans, as fighters, as what they do in and outside the ring. I'm just really happy to see them compete and really hopeful that they put it all out there. And I think every fan is winning, whether you are an established bare knuckle fan, if you're just getting the sport, but if you love sports in general, the wow factor of I don't know what's going to happen is why we love sports. It's unpredictable. And these 2 fights to me are unpredictable.
Hey, look, I say that this card is the don't count anybody out card.
That's right. I love that. That's great.
You know, it's like even Gallo. Gallo it's like, hey, let's just
Gallo, Gallo, Gallo.
yeah, he's a Gallo fan. The Gallo fan. I think Gallo got a lot of fans, but you know, Gallo did, and I'm not gonna lie. I sent him a couple names, and I sent him names that were, you know, just kind of like comeback fights, you know, stay busy fights. He goes, no, I want somebody undefeated. I want somebody tough. I want somebody that is going to challenge me. And you know, you got to respect that. You got to respect that because I came up in a business of boxing, and a lot of times it's a you know, there's a lot of cherry picking going on, right? Because they want to build a record and they want to look good on paper. And it's funny because the other day someone was telling me, hey, you want to do these fights here for some of your guys, you know, to build them, and it was a boxing, and I was like, you know, for bare knuckle, they wanted to build them for bare knuckle, and I'm like, bare knuckle's different. Like they really want to fight people, and I don't want the boxing fans to get mad. I'm just saying that it's like
True.
You guys really do fight, and it's very risky because, you know, it's not conventional and pretty, and there's the finesse. It could be there, but a backhand could cut you, and you lost. You know, so it's risky, and it's hard to develop someone or build someone as strategic or as easy as in boxing. So that, just to say that, it's difficult. So for him to, you know, take on, you know, a Kasim Ruffin, you know, undefeated kid, athletic, taller.
And you know, I've trained with both those guys, so it makes it hard. And you know, you love it and hate it at the same time. But I actually did notice and think that same thing when I saw that's who he's fighting. I was like, man, I love both those guys too. But I was like, damn, that's one of the fights I'm really excited about.
Yeah, me too. Perdomo. Tell me about Perdomo. I mean, Perdomo has a big fan base. Everyone likes knockouts. What do you think?
I think, you know, I'm going to say that that's going to be the knockout of the night. I'll go ahead and predict that. He's on a roll that way. And being that crowd, you know, it's out of the whole card, if I had to see who would have the knockouts, I really believe that's going to be it. Got you. You see Francisco Ritchie's coming back? Yeah, I saw that. That's exciting.
That's cool.
Yeah, a former, he was a champ, and you know, unfortunately he lost the belt. So it's always good to see fighters like that have that, you know, that comeback. And it's not over till they say it's over. So again, solid fighter, really talented, solid person. I'm really happy to see him back. I feel like I haven't seen him in a while either. So it's pretty cool.
I think the little layoff and stuff was good. I think it's good. Sometimes you got to take a little break and step away and refocus and regroup and you know, clear your mind and let's go at it again and let's go at it 100%. So yeah, I know he has something on his mind. He wants to kind of probably get back into that championship positioning, and I'm happy for him. I'm happy to see him back on the card. You know.
Absolutely.
So what about has McGregor told you he's coming or what?
You know, I haven't really talked to him that much. I know that he's been going through his little, you know, his valleys right now. And so kind of, you know, we'll leave it at that. So I haven't really talked to him that much, but I do know that he's, you know, back into the training and he's really full supportive of the fighters. And I still back him up behind that 1,000%. Anytime I've seen him interact with the fighters, especially at BKFC, it's nothing but respect and kind of like cheering on and realizing kind of the sacrifices we made. So it would be nice to see him back. But, you know, we all go through peaks and valleys. So it looks like maybe he's in one.
I think he'll be all right. I think, you know, he knows what needs to be done. He'll take care of it. It'll be handled. So
Champion Nelson, I don't mean to step on you guys, but I do want to say we do have Tony Loco Soto in the green room. Just me here with the producer.
Soto.
He has shown my man is in there. He's ready to
you want me to do
in the face.
my Jeff Houston?
hello, 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 or hola, hola, hola.
I love
So,
Jesse, man.
Miss
Hello,
Britton,
hello.
first of all, we can't
Yeah.
wait to see you in Miami, Britton Hart. You are a fantastic ambassador of the sport. You guys have been kicking ass. I've been just enthralled listening to both of you speak, man. We can't wait to see you, and I hope we can get an interview down there while we are there in Miami. I know the fans can't wait to see you. Shout out your sponsors, your gym, everyone you train with, your
That's right.
team. You got
Shout
a
'em
whole
out.
squad that takes the champ around the world.
I know. I just
Okay.
want to say this right now. Muscle
There it
Mass
is.
is that my. Do you see that?
Can I
Oh,
get a? Can you bring me some of this?
yeah. I will bring you some. I
All
got
right,
you.
cool.
And
Done.
let this be a secret sign to everyone that Britain's putting on some muscle mass for
Okay.
a reason.
I already know.
I do want to ask one question. Well, I know I watched Nelson give a fantastic interview there, but is double champ in your bare knuckle future? Do you think?
You see how I announced her, right?
Oh yeah, she's looking like she's bulking up. It's bulking season for Britain.
Hey, we gotta get in that. We gotta get in that weight room, Britt. Let's go.
Hey,
That's
Mr.
right.
and Nelson
I'm not
Lopez
having people
Jr. has
hate
been
on
going
me.
crazy.
You
Y'all
want
seen
to
Nelson? Nelson is on there on
Take
Instagram
my
doing
shirt off?
pull-ups.
You wanna
Nelson is looking like a beast. You trying to fight, Nelson? You about to fight somebody?
Listen, I don't
Hey,
never
I'll
know.
take
Might got a
you.
little promoter. Somebody want to
Little
call me out. I
squabble?
don't know. Dana
Hey,
White.
I'm sparring session in Mexico with you. Get ready.
Nah, there's no that insurance don't work over there. I ain't about to get nothing.
Well,
We
thank
bring
you
it, Tony.
guys.
Shout
It
out
was
your
We'll,
sponsors,
we'll,
Britt.
we'll- and Britt, and I hate to step on you, but Britt, will we see you lace up the boxing gloves again in your career? I know you love boxing. I know one of your dreams is to hold a championship in that sport as well. Will we see you lace the gloves up?
Honestly, and Nelson can totally vouch for me. 8 years ago, I said, I know it was tough fights that I'm taking, but I'm going to be a champ. And I wanted a belt more than anything. It wasn't necessarily a belt in bare knuckle. That dream kind of manifested and came. My first dream was to grab a belt in boxing. So I haven't accomplished it yet. So I kind of feel like, do I really want that regret when I'm 40, 50? Nah, not really.
Hey, listen, 100% possible. I'm a vouch for Britt, right? Girl ain't never turned down a fight. She was fighting people 30, 20 pounds over her weight. And I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yes, let's go. So the girl don't turn down a fight. And I think in the beginning, a lot of boxers, they learn. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A lot of boxers learn. They're like, hey, you got to have someone there to help you to develop and protect you. So she was doing it. She was making money, but she was taking hard fights. 100% you can revisit that. And I know you can be champion. And anything I can do to help, I'm here for you.
Wow, there you hear it, ladies and gentlemen. Nelson Lopez Jr., one of the most powerful men in women's boxing, saying anything I can do to help you, I'll help you.
I help
Yes.
I help anybody. Let's get it.
Not only, and Nelson, thank you so much for what you do. I've seen you move Alicia, one of literally, arguably the best female in boxing, no doubt.
And
just
promoted
move other
so
fighters.
beautifully, man.
Absolutely. And what you've done, going up to Atlanta, Georgia, I don't know, you put on that first female ever boxing card. I mean, I really just shout out to you and what you do.
History making card, I might add.
Thank you.
Males and females, though, really giving fighters who want it. And it doesn't matter what our gender is. You push us, and thank you for that. So
Look at
I'm
Loco.
excited.
Turn your camera sideways, Loco. We can't have the black bars. I will say that. We're not in jail.
Another OG. And
Hey, I do want to say this.
Anyway.
While Britt was saying that, because we still have not got in the Nelson Lopez Jr. show to, he likes to talk. He like these people.
Right there. What up, homie?
Two of the biggest stars in bare knuckle, Tony Loco Soto, ladies and gentlemen, who gave us one of the greatest bare knuckle fights in all of bare knuckle history in Marabella, Spain. How you doing?
I feel good, man. I just finished sparring. I fucking rushed over to get here to make sure I was in time for you guys because I'm big on being on time. I'm never late, baby. Got to be on time. So
I heard
feeling
different.
good.
I don't know. Someone told me someone told me a little different, but it's okay.
No. Listen, when I got with bare knuckle, I seemed to always be on time. And they said, "Oh, we only tell people that so nobody gets here late." So I was like, "Fuck that." Like I started being the first person there every single time. I was like, nah. Then I have to wait. I was like, hell no.
You didn't get a 10% taken off your purse for being late.
Bullshit. Hell no. Nah, fuck that shit.
So Tony,
Yeah.
what's up, man? Talk to me, man. Where are you originally from? Like where do
I'm
you
originally
live?
I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I grew up between Sunset Park and Park Slope. I was raised on 14th Street between 4th and 5th. But before I was in a place to live, like to stay, I kind of bounced around from shelter to shelter growing up. So I kind of had a rough upbringing, you know what I'm saying? But originally it was when I was about 8 years old is when we pretty much stood in Brooklyn forever. But I was born in Brooklyn, raised, but we bounced around. But
Bounce around. Your
yeah,
family is what's your nationality?
I'm half Puerto Rican, half Spaniard.
Boricua in the house.
Yep.
Oh, so your other part of the family from Spain. What part of
Yeah,
Spain?
my family is from Barcelona. My great grandmother and great grandfather were born in Barcelona.
A lot of Cubans are from like Canary Islands. A lot of Cubans are from Spain, right? Maybe you
Yeah.
got some Cuban in you. Cuban in
Shit. I don't know. I
Cuban
haven't
in
did
Puerto
my
Rico.
ancestry. But right before I fought in Spain, my great aunt reached out to me. She said, your great grandparents are from there. And I was like, I had
Oh,
no
that's
clue.
amazing, man.
I had no clue I was even half at all. Like my kids, I would have told them, but I figured I just found that shit out and I thought it was cool. And apparently, there's like some kind of statue out there for one of my great uncles who fought in one of the wars out there. So it's
A
pretty
statue of your great uncle.
Yeah.
You got it. You got to get a picture.
I gotta listen. This is information I'm still getting from my family, so I don't know. So hopefully, when the rematch is, and if it's out there,
Definitely out there. Definitely going back out there, sir.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Like, if you didn't know me, like as soon as we landed, I went to sleep and I went to the gym the next day.
Tony, listen. I already know. That's why Loco Soto it fits your name. Listen, let me ask you because sometimes, and I know how it is when you get in a
Britton.
fight and you watch a fight. How many times you watch that fight? You had to watch it 100 times afterwards.
Okay, so something about me, I'm not really big on watching my fights because I critique myself more than anybody. But this fight particularly, I've watched it more than I've watched anything in my entire life.
Right.
And honestly, I wasn't upset at my performance. I was actually more upset at the fact that in the third round they counted that as a fucking knockdown when it was a slip.
Right.
And that really changed the whole entire fight.
Did that change your moment? Did it change your mindset? Did it change your momentum? Were you upset?
I was still coming forward. I got back up because I was coming forward. I was hitting him, and he stepped on my foot, and he clubbed me on the side.
Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah.
And he clubbed me on the side like this. It wasn't even a punch; it was a club, and like pushed me. And I, when I went off bounce, I pushed myself, so I slid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I stood back up, and the ref's counted. I'm like, what? I was like, all right, fuck it. And then I just kept coming at him, bang, 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 bang. Like, I threw in that fifth round, I threw 94 punches. That's unheard of. That's unheard of.
No, that's amazing. Look, I was trying to listen to your corner, right? And it's hard to hold back. Sometimes I'm watching the fights, and I want to just run to someone's corner and say, "Do this!"
Yeah.
But it seemed like the body was working. The shots to the body was working.
Yep.
Was that something when you went to the corner? Did Scott say, "Stay there, keep that hand to the body"?
Keith was the one who says, "Okay, Tony, now it's time. It's time to change levels." As soon as he say change levels, I already knew. Like that's something I'm like. A lot of people don't realize I'm a big body shot guy. Like I don't always go for the head. I love working the body. If you watch my very first bare-knuckle fight when I fought Joshua Sykes, I was working the body a whole fight. I was working the body.
You worked Tyler too. Good job to the body.
Yeah, working that body. So I know with this guy, he's he's jacked up. I don't know what fucking steroids the guy's on, but you can't work your body like that. You can't condition your body to take shots like that, no matter how much muscle you have. Actually, the more muscle you have on your body is the worse, because that means that the nerve endings are on the top. So that's why I was like, this motherfucker thinks he got a chin. Fuck it, let's go to the body. And we started going to the body in the second round. And if you see when I first heard him with the body shot, I nodded at him. And that's something I always do. If I heard somebody, I nod at them like, gotcha. And that's when
He
I was like,
dropped his
all right.
hand. He went like this, like oh.
Yep. You heard him go, oh, you heard it. It was loud as hell. So then I
Yeah.
started turning it up. And when I dropped him, I didn't think the motherfucker was going to get back up. But I thought really good when I did drop him of product placement of sponsorship. So when I screamed in his face, I knew that there would be a really good picture, which was product placement. So I did that purpose.
Nelson, I
You-
want to step in right here and ask a question of you, Loco.
What's
You
up?
did have him super hurt to the body. Why didn't you continue going to the body? Like,
So I did. And then when the bell rung, right, we went into the third round. I was consistent. I was working up top and then I was going to the body. He clubbed me, right? And then I went up to the side. And then if you watch that round again, he was holding himself up. He was literally holding me, dude. He was pulling my fucking shorts down almost. He was holding on for dear life.
Yeah.
And I was working the body. There was one point where I hit him in the body. He blocked with his elbow, and I hit his elbow, which kind of shied me away for a little bit. So I kind of stood away a little bit towards the end of the third round, and the fourth round went. I'm gonna tell you right now, the fourth and the fifth round, I do not remember. I was completely autopilot at that point. Completely
I
autopilot.
already know you were.
I was autopilot. I was you know me, man. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not. I have a chin of steel. When he dropped me in the first round, it wasn't a shot to the chin. He hit me in the brachial plexus. It's something I teach at the gym a lot. It don't matter how strong the person is. If you hit him in the neck, it automatically goes to the brain. That's why if you read my lips, I mean, I've laughed so many times. When he dropped me and I got back up, I said, "This motherfucker," and I smiled. I was like, "Okay, we can bang," and then we just banged.
Oh man. So well, listen, it's in the history books. One of the best bare knuckle fights. You didn't get the win over there by the judges, but I think you won the hearts and the respect from a lot of people. And maybe if it would have been the fight in New York, it would have went your way. So
Man, listen, Nelson, I put this on God, bro. If I ever, in God's name, bro, like grandma, if I was to get a fight in New York City, you give me all the tickets. I promise you.
let me tell you something. Brooklyn
Let's
shows
go.
out, man. As a veteran, I was married to a Boricua from Red Hook for 16 years,
Oh,
bro.
Red Hook, how about that? That's my buddy, bro.
100%, baby. Grandma, we was there from the 50s, so nobody shows love. Hey, spread love is the Brooklyn way.
Bro, I got
That
like
dude would
100 and
fill the
something
arena.
cousins, bro. You stupid, bro. They be pulling up. I
He would
got
fill the
family,
arena.
friends.
He would
Bro,
like
I mean,
face.
everybody, we pulling up, bro. Like, that's something about us New Yorkers, bro. We all show love, bro. Like, that's the melting pot, bro. Like it is what it is. Like, I got people from out here. Shit, I got people from out here who traveled to Spain. I had my own little, so many people travel just to show support out there. It was ridiculous, man. So just imagine if we had New York City. Oh, shit, this nigga came back looking fly.
No, I got my big face glasses on.
Oh,
He
shit.
wouldn't get them
No,
gazelles. He got them gazelles on your
don't make
ass.
me go. Don't make me go get my bazingas, bro. Fuck. But yeah, listen. I think I'm blessed. I think for what happens to happen. At the end of the day, I don't take it as a loss as far as what I've learned and what I've gained. But it is a hard pill to swallow as a professional. Because of course we don't want to lose, but I also feel like after the fight, who was the person in the crowd signing autographs, walking around, greeting fans, taking pictures? The guy, me, not that guy. That guy was probably sent off to the hospital.
Yeah, for
I was
sure.
perfectly fine.
For
You
sure.
guys all see me. I was in the ring talking shit to Connie. He said, "How's your hands?" I said, "They're good enough to still fuck you up." And we start fucking laughing. Like that's me. That's me, bro.
That's amazing. That's great. That's great. Hey, anything in the pipeline? Anything in the works, or is rematch is the only thing kind of you kind of pushing?
So,
for?
it's got to make sense. I waited over a year just to get a fucking title fight. They made me wait over a year, which is ridiculous now. Come on, it's over. That's ridiculous. I waited, and I'm the company man that I am, and I love the organization that I fight for. And I feel like I want to be definitely one of the people that are remembered and talked about in the future to come. But as far as taking any other fights, it has to make sense. I think the rematch is what the people want. Me and Frank,
Yeah.
we've talked, we went back and forth. We both want the rematch. He wants the rematch. I want the rematch. The reason he wants the rematch is because he knows he truly did not win. As a true warrior and a true fighter, he wants to prove to himself that he actually won. And I respect that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, like he wasn't all the way convinced, So I guess he wants to clear the air.
Yeah,
You
because
want
they
to clear
did
the
come
air
to me and
too.
say, "Hey, do you want a sixth round?" I said, at first I was like, "What? A sixth round?" Like I was like, "Yeah."
Listen, bro. Listen. The doctors looked at me and do we suggest a 6th round? I'm like, listen, man, these guys.
Oh, dude, it would have been like Rock'em Sock'em Robots, but you know
Yeah,
my ass
bro.
was.
It was. I didn't want to see a 6th round. It was already to the point
Yeah,
where you guys were
it was
gonna hurt you
nonstop
in
though.
danger. It
Yeah,
was not
listen.
gonna be good.
Hey,
So
like I said, I was good after. You see me walking around after.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
What el-
I
what el-
just
what else you getting? What else you getting into, Tony? Like, what do you
okay.
do? Like,
So all right, so it's funny you ask. This Saturday is the year anniversary of the boxing gym I opened up.
oh,
Look,
congratulations, bro!
thank you,
Congratulations.
Loco
What's
Soto
the name of the
He
Boxing.
gym?
got the key to the city in Hickory, baby.
Yes, sir. I
Man, that's
actually
what's
have a
up,
date.
man.
I have a day named after me in Hickory. June 22nd is it's National
June
Tony
twenty
Loco
second.
Soda Day over here.
Yes, sir.
So over here in Hickory, what I'm gonna do is in the summer, I'm gonna set up a bunch of barbecue, have a bunch of people make a bunch of plates for the community, and just kind of put it out there. Come by, you know, show some love to the
He
community.
said
Just so
barbecue.
everybody knows,
Listen,
Loco does amazing work for the kids in Hickory. He does amazing work for the community here in North Carolina, man. He is a wonderful, and I'm from North Carolina, man. He is one of our superstars in the state, man. I just wanted to
Thank you. I
interject that.
appreciate that, bro.
Tony,
Thank you.
man, that's amazing stuff. I think you need to talk about that more. I think that's a part of Tony Loco that a lot of people don't know. I think
Yeah.
that's something. I think that's great. Actually, I really
Thank you.
commend you on that. I like to be more involved in that.
Thank you. Thank
Um,
you. And like,
Hey,
July
man, he
twenty
runs
second.
after school programs for kids where he
yeah.
teaches
So
kids for free, man. He's
yeah, I
got
got
the
after
whole
school
city of Hickory.
programs. I tried to put my recent shorts up for auction and try to help a family that was in need. Unfortunately, a lot of people did not take the auction. I did this last time. So Sean Moffitt, one of my opponents, he had a death in his family before the fight, and I guess they were looking for funds for the funeral. I put my shorts up for auction during that time, which they sold for over I think $900, and I took all that money and I put it towards the family to help them out. So I try. There's a lot about me. A lot of people don't really dig into, but I try to do a lot as much as I can for the community, the fight community, and for our community, because the fight game's the hurt game, and we're all not here getting rich, but we all got to help each other out because
Man, that's real.
that's just what it is, man.
Yeah, but you know what? Um, it's a. I think, and you're right. The fight game is, and they call it the poor man's sport, which kind of sucks because everyone's heard it. It's just because everyone doesn't get to be the Mayweather,
Yeah,
but it is a catalyst. It is a jump start for a lot of other things, like your gym and the things you're doing for the kids, and I think that's what I was telling. Like I told Britton, I said I think you just got to take advantage of the position you're in at the moment with the fight world, and there's a time where you expand to the
yes,
next
sir.
level. And at the same time you can still chase that belt. It
Yep.
doesn't mean you got to stop that, but I mean, don't just
And
sit back and wait. You know.
And exactly, like you said, like I was doing corrections for 8.5 years, and every fight that I've ever had, besides the last one, I was working a full-time job. I was working between 12 to 16 hours. Um, I found I had enough of my retirement, and then I took a leap of faith. I said, you know what? I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna open up my own boxing gym. I was using the momentum of BKFC and the fact that I was undefeated and I'm from North Carolina, and I used all that momentum
And
to
one of
to
the top pound for pound fighters in the entire sport across the
thank
nation.
you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother.
Tony,
Um,
you've been more. You were more of a boxer, right, or more MMA?
so my journey is pretty crazy, man. So I originally grew up like, fighting on the street like everybody, right? I had it pretty rough. It is what it is. I had it really bad. And I always wanted to do karate. My mother couldn't afford it, so we just fought on the street. And then the first time I could ever step into an actual gym, it was a Tiger Showman's. It was actually with Jimmy Rivera. Jimmy Rivera is part of my story. Jimmy was a person that was in the gym. I met him. I met a couple of the other guys. I trained at Tiger for a little bit. Then I left Tiger. I went to class with MMA. My first fight was at Gleason's. I did a boxing match in Muay Thai shorts. Okay. And I won a fucking tournament in fucking Muay Thai shorts. Okay. And then after that, I was like, I want to do some MMA fights. MMA was not legal in New York City, so it was underground. I fought at ECF. We were fighting in clubs and hotels, and they weren't sanctioned. That's also where I met Tom Sconzo, because he was there, but it wasn't sanctioned. But that's where I met him from back in the day, dude. Like
Wow.
I've known Tom from back in the day, dude. Like,
That's crazy.
so like I fought a shitload of MMA fights that you can't see because it's not sanctioned.
Correct.
And then from there, I went and did a handful of kickboxing matches, WKA stuff, did a handful of some Muay Thai fights. And then I moved to North Carolina to change my life because, I was kind of going downhill. I was getting ready to fight Truckin' Carson, who's a good friend of mine. We were getting ready to fight for a championship belt.
I like trucking.
Yeah, it's my dude. I tear my ACL again, because I tore a skateboarding. I tear it again, and I was like, I have to fight, babe. I have to fight. So I went and I did.
Look at young Loco right there. Look at that little spout there. Knuckletown, we got archives, baby. Knuckletown don't play, baby.
So I went, and after 3 months of surgery, I did a tough man, just straight boxing.
Yeah.
And I fucking smoked every single buddy. The commissioner comes up to me, he's like, you got pretty good hands, man. You should be looking to some pro boxing. So I went and I found a good camp. And Levante Early, I don't know if you heard of him. He's like 19-0 now.
I know Levante. I know his mom too.
Yeah, Levante, God bless her. That's my fucking heart. So, Vegas Promotions, I went and I had my very first boxing match, Vegas Promotions. I actually met Britton. That's originally where I met Britton.
Yeah.
And, I had my first boxing match, knocked him out with a body shot in the first round. And then got my next fight with them, Vegas Promotions. Then I heard about bare-knuckle. It wasn't me. My wife did. She said, yo, these motherfuckers are fighting bare-knuckle. I said, they getting paid for that shit? She said, yeah. I said, we do that shit for free. So I heard about the tryouts in Alabama. So we drove out to Alabama. I went there.
I love it.
I put my headphones on. I was shadowboxing. I wasn't paying attention to nobody in the room because when it was my mind, I was the only motherfucker in the room. That's all that mattered. And that's when I met pretty much everybody there. I got a call back. I met up with Scott from Goat Management, and from there we just took it. I took the first fight. I said, I don't give a fuck. I took it at 165. I just wanted to get my feet wet. I wanted to prove to the world that, listen, I do what I do, and I'm here.
That's amazing, man. Amazing. I one day we got to get down and just sit down, and I want to know a little bit more
Nelson,
history.
if you get a chance, you can go to YouTube, and I started a docu-series.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I follow that. I watch that.
Yeah, and
let the fans know where it's at.
Where can they find you, Loco?
So you can go to YouTube and type in Tony Loco Soto docu-series. And
it's dope, man. I've been watching it.
And so far we got 4 episodes up. We're still continuing more. We are gonna add some of the Marbella stuff. But like my story is pretty rough, man. I'm not one that, how people come on to the shows and they come onto the ring and they talk about their story. Nah, I waited to get to where I'm at now to let people hear my story. Because when you come in with a sad fucking story and play that boo-hoo, you-hoo shit, bro, that's some bird shit. That's for the birds,
I mean, absolutely. You have one of the best stories in bare knuckle, and that's why you are loved by the people. And
I appreciate
I do want to say this, Nelson, just to, Nelson, we have Wayne Spinola. I want you to stay on, Loco, if you would. We're going to bring Wayne Spinola on. He's a referee.
I want to eat some goddamn dinner, bro.
Let the man go eat.
No, you got to stay on. You got to stay on.
I just finished sparring 8 rounds straight. Bro.
Is the Nelson Lopez Jr. show? We got to keep.
You gotta get like a fucking spell. Little Nelson Lopez show.
Listen, don't let me. So we want to bring Wayne Spinola on to talk a little bit. And I want your opinion on what we're talking about. So we're going to bring him on. Nelson wanted us to bring him on. Nelson said we got to talk about this artificial intelligence judging fights. So here we have Wayne Spinola, one of the most decorated BKFC, BYB boxing referees, thousands of batches. I was able to have the honor to meet him at the Brawl in the Pines 4. What's up, Wayne? Welcome to the show, brother.
Not much. Thanks, great, man. Great to be here.
We got a true rep of many championship fights. Wayne this is the guy right here.
That's a true veteran right there. That dude knows his shit.
How's everything? What do you got coming up?
Good. I don't have anything really scheduled until January 11th out in New Mexico. I got
In
BYB
Albuquerque
again,
for
and
BYB
then in
35.
January I have yep, and then I have an MMA show down in Florida on the 25th, and that's it so far
Who's
for
doing that MMA
2025.
show?
Who's doing the MMA show, Wayne?
A guy named Leo. I think it's a guy called Leo Code.
Come on, honey, give me a kiss. You
He's
going
doing
to
an
bed?
MMA show.
Oh, okay. So I've
Yeah.
seen Tyson Fury and
Yeah.
and what's his name?
Usyk.
I was
Usyk.
actually, believe it or not,
Yep.
I was Usyk's coach in like 2000 and
I think he's going to beat Tyson this time.
I was Usyk's
I got
coach
$100
in like
He's awesome.
2016.
You wanna bet?
Oh, you always want to gamble. Loco, for a
You
reason.
can't do that on the air.
Ah,
We're in a legal state, Loco. Calm down.
oh,
We can bet now, bro. We just got our law passed. But so Nelson reached out to Nelson, hey man, this is a big dude in the sport. And when we're putting this show together, it's really important for all of us here at Knuckletown. And he saw an article where the AI is judging boxing. Wayne, what do you feel like if AI begins to start judging boxing matches?
It's going to be very interesting to see because the main criteria is damage. And it's going to be interesting to see if AI can determine what is damaged and what's not. When you're sitting ringside, it's very easy for a judge to be able to say, hey, man, that hurt the guy, or you can see the cut, especially in bare knuckle, you can see a cut easily. But it's going to be interesting to see how they determine, because that really is what determines judging, and it's the number one criteria. It's the only real important criteria. And I don't know if AI is going to be able to do it. I mean, they simulated something like 2,500 fights, but how do you know what hurt and what didn't? Like right. Tony was talking before, and he said, no, he hit a guy with a body shot, and he heard him go, ugh. AI is not going to hear that. You know what I mean? So
exactly,
right. And that makes a big difference in your judging at the end of the day. Because
Wayne, that's why I wanted Tony to stay on, because Wayne, I don't mean to interrupt, but that's why I wanted Tony to stay on, because he was just involved. I don't know if you saw the fight, but it's fantastic. One of the greatest, most action-packed. I think every bare knuckle fan has seen this fight. So, and he would, it's a decision. It's a decision, right? So, and what goes into that. I'm sorry, hey Nelson, I don't mean to step on you either. I know you had things to ask Wayne. Go ahead, what I mean? But so.
But I tell you what, I mean, when I looked at that fight, and 100% unbiased, don't care who wins or loses. At the end of the day, you ask yourself, who would you rather be? Tony's unscathed, and the other guy's all bloodied up. He's all battered up. His eyes are swollen. I don't know who sustained more damage. Again,
and then you look at the punch stats. I punched him over 130 something times more.
Yeah. Again, well, the one thing about punch stats is it can be very deceiving. You could jab me 52 times, and I hit you with one overhand right, fight's over. So that's why CompuBox is not a great statistic. It's an indication of what's going on in the fight, but it's not the end all be all, because damage is the number one criteria.
I think with such a high end fight though, there's such a high end fight on such a big platform on one of the most biggest just areas in general in the world. I don't think it's a great way to use AI. I think for something they should do more of like a low level and kind of see where it's at, because I think no matter what the decision is, if it goes all the way, they're gonna talk shit. So it doesn't matter.
Well, I think one of the reasons why they want to use it is because they believe that there's corruption in boxing, and they believe that the computer absolutely positively doesn't have an opinion. So they think I think they're trying to legitimize the judging in boxing. Because if you got two judges that go with AI and one goes the opposite direction, well, it makes the two judges that went with the AI look even better. But if it goes the opposite way, it's going to be very interesting how they interpret it.
On that fight itself, they're just utilizing AI as a test. They're not gonna actually let it determine the win. And speaking about corruption, guess who owns AI? That AI judge, Ring Magazine.
Get the fuck out of here!
Wow! Wow!
So it just gets better. It just gets better.
Look it up.
Right.
Ring Magazine owns the AI that's doing the judging. We can't even.
This is why we have the Nelson Lopez Jr. show, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what I'm saying? This is why we need
people don't know that. So okay,
right.
Bare Knuckle owns the AI, or this sponsor owns the AI.
Yeah.
Judge for the. That's not cool. Off rip, it's already.
Yeah.
Get it out of
It's
there.
tainted.
It's already
tainted,
yeah.
boss.
That's
It's
it.
tainted, boss.
It's biased already. So
Yeah.
It's already. But honestly, you know, with that fight being said, not to get off the AI subject, but honestly, if Usyk can do the hand fighting that he does, he has phenomenal hand fighting. I just think as far as
Tyson Fury has jumped the shark. He has jumped the shark.
I think Tyson Fury, if he can work those ropes, because when he gets against the ropes is when he does his best work. I like when his back's against the ropes because that's when he actually moves really well. Usyk, he just does some really good hand fighting. So if Usyk keeps him moving laterally, he's gonna pop him. And I mean,
if Usyk can get inside and work inside really good, he's gonna win this fight. I don't know what kind of fire in the belly Tyson still has. And you know, if Usyk mentally,
I'm going with Tyson. Yeah, I go with Tyson.
If Usyk comes in mentally correct, he's gonna win the fight. I'm just remember Big Face said that.
Yes, sir.
I'm going with Tyson Fury. You know, Tyson underestimated the little lefty.
Boys, I gotta eat something before I get hangry.
Go eat, man. Go eat before you pass out on me, man.
It's always a pleasure. Nelson,
Tony, I appreciate you.
We gotta chop it up, brother. We gotta chop it up sometime.
You have my number. I appreciate you. I love Scott. He's a good dude. Hit me up, whatever you need. I'm there. You got a beautiful family too.
Thank you, bro.
You're doing a beautiful thing with the kids. Don't stop. I want to see more of that on your Instagram. You know, show that love. We want to see all that good stuff.
You gotta follow the boxing page, Loco Soto boxing page. Follow.
Follow it right now, Loco Soto boxing page.
Yes, sir. Everything we teach is practical. There's nothing that I teach that I won't teach an adult. There's nothing that I won't do. I don't teach the kids. We do real things. You know, this is like I tell the parents, but listen, if your kid's joining here, this is not a daycare. I'm going to curse at your fucking kid. I'm going to put them in their place. I don't give a fuck. That's it. If your kid's coming here and fucking around, listen, once you sign that waiver, I can fuck them up. That's it.
Just know I'm going to fuck your kid up. I'm going to fuck your kid up.
Once you sign that waiver, that's it. But listen, it's a blessing. Thank you. I want to give a big shout out to you guys for having me on here. At the end of the day, if it wasn't for you guys and the fans, I wouldn't be where I'm at, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
Later.
All right.
Wayne.
Wayne. Back to
it's all you now, Wayne. It's all me and you now, Wayne.
There you go. It's Nelson and Wayne. So I do want to say this just to forward this. So you have ref BKFC fights in the past. Is that correct, Wayne?
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I did like their first 9 or 10 shows. Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you.
And then I've been with BYB since they started.
Nice. What's so different? And I know the answer, but I want the fans to know what's so different about a nice, calm boxing match in a fast pace.
Yes, great question.
Come on, give me the juice.
Well, bare knuckle it's a much faster sport, and they start 3 feet away from each other, which makes it automatically faster because they're right on top of each other, which is great. But the other thing is, bare knuckle boxing, unlike any other combat sport, one punch can make a total difference in the fight. You know, that bare knuckle gets into your eyeball, it's a different ball game. And a lot of guys, they don't. I mean, yeah, we all grew up fighting on the street, but it's a lot different when you're hit by a professional fighter, you know, with a bare knuckle. And a lot of guys, they get that shock look in their face the first time they're in a bare knuckle fight. It's completely different in that respect. Plus, the holding and hitting, it changes things for boxing. You know, the boxing guys would come in, that holding and hitting is a completely different ball game. And the MMA guys, they're not used to the bladed stance that boxers have, and the advantage that they have from that, because they don't have to worry about their legs and they don't have to worry about knees and elbows. So yeah, it's a phenomenal sport. The first day I saw it, I was in love with it. You know, Dave Feldman spent 10 years trying to get it legalized, and when he finally did, I said, this is going to be bigger than the UFC. The first time I saw it, it's a phenomenal sport. It's lightning fast. It's super exciting for the fans because every fight there's blood, and everyone loves blood. There's a lot of knockouts, and even a bad fight in bare knuckle is a good fight.
What a great way to put that.
Yeah,
it really is, though. I mean, have you ever seen a bad bare knuckle fight? You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes there are fights that they last 30 seconds because there's a quick knockout. But I mean, there's great skill that goes behind that, and it's exciting.
Well, wait a minute. At BKFC 69, we had a fight that lasted 2 fucking seconds. 2 goddamn seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 seconds. Yeah, that was an unbelievable knockout.
Did you,
yeah.
Wayne? Did you referee boxing or MMA before?
Oh yeah, I refereed all combat sports. I started in kickboxing, then I went to Muay Thai, then MMA, and I only started doing boxing about 13 years ago. So if you look on BoxRec, I only got about 700-800 fights in boxing.
Only 700 or 800 fights.
yeah, professionals. Yeah, I probably have
in boxing.
God, in boxing, I have about somewhere between 600 and 700. I haven't looked at it in over a year, but I have well over 1,000 in kickboxing because I was with Glory for almost 14 years.
Lolo, this is why I love having Lolo. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Wayne, but this is why I love having refs on, because no one sees more fights than refs. Lolo, you know that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, we see them up close and personal. It's we got the best seat in the house.
That's pretty cool, man. I just see sometimes, I know some boxers when they get in there, not all of them, but some of them when they do get in there, you know, the boxer usually when you go for a clinch, they look at the referee like, "Hey, you gonna stop this?" You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you feel like you want to stop it, stop holding it. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you do any of that stuff?
I try to tell them.
You remember Dat in the Wind?
Oh, sure. Oh my God, yeah. Great fight.
I love that. I worked with that for a long time when he first started.
I didn't know that.
Even see that kid. I didn't even never see that kid get dropped before ever. And he fought Abby Velasquez. He got in a clinch.
Yeah, good old Abby.
And he was like, "What is this?" And he looked at the referee like, "You gonna let him do that?" And Abby hit him with an uppercut and dropped him for the first time ever seen him get dropped in boxing. He had like 40 pro fights. And that's something that the fighters got to get used to. So what's the hardest adjustment for you?
Absolutely.
What was the hardest adjustment for you in bare knuckle? Like, because it's so high pace. You know,
I think it was the speed. Well, yeah. Listen, I got to be upfront. Bad calls are just part of being a referee. If you haven't made a bad call, you haven't refereed. You know, you're going to make mistakes because it's fast. And you have to make a decision like that. So, you know, mistakes do happen. A lot of times they're irrelevant to the outcome of the fight. Sometimes they're detrimental to the outcome of the fight. But I think it was the second bare knuckle event. Reggie Barnett was fighting, and I didn't know Reggie at all at that time. Came to know him very well afterwards, and loved him and his father. They're great people. But he came up to the line, came up to the scratch line, and I said knuckle up, and he jumped the line and he hit the guy. I mean, I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe that someone jumped the line. Because, you know, in boxing and even in MMA now, there's this like unwritten rule. You're going to come out, you're going to pound fists, and then you're going to set yourself and start the fight.
Yeah.
But in bare knuckle was bang, it's go right away. And that was a shock. And that was a little bit of adjustment because when you come out, you know, come to scratch, fight is ready, and you say knuckle up or fight, it's go time. And that was
when you toe that line, it's a different world, man. Towing that line is a completely different world.
It's a completely, you know, and the other thing too is, and I've been in there with like world champions. I've refereed, I don't even know how many dozens of world championship fights in all combat sports, and I still am fascinated by the sound of punches, bare knuckles hitting a face, bare knuckles hitting a body. I mean, a liver shot with a bare knuckle fist is a completely different sound than it is with a boxing glove or even an MMA glove, which is only 4 ounces. It's a completely different. It's super cool and it's kind of eerie all at the same time.
Absolutely.
So that was a weird adjustment. And then the clinching. I think the biggest thing in the beginning was making sure guys didn't grab the wrists. That was the biggest thing because they can clinch, you know, overhook, underhook,
but you can grab the wrist, can't you?
You can. Can you not? No, you maybe that's. I thought you could grab the wrist.
That's legal. I've seen.
I gotta tell you what,
many.
If you grab the wrist, no. If you grab the wrist, what you can do is you can trap, and that's what they want to prevent.
You can grab one.
In the rule books, it does say you cannot trap. You cannot trap.
Yeah, and you can't specifically can't grab
I've
the wrist.
Fighters
if you ever watch John Jones, his MMA fights, he would grab a guy's lead hand, the jab hand, and he would throw the elbow over the top of it. Well, they want to prevent stuff like that altogether. Because if I can get that hand out of the way, then I got a clean shot at your face. They want to stop that. Otherwise, it becomes like a trapping art, and it's not really a clinching art anymore.
I think what Nelson is alluding to, that a lot of us see grabbing wrists a lot in bare knuckle. We see it in almost every fight. And almost actually in LA at the Knuckle Mania, Argulo grabbed the wrist and knocked the dude out. So I mean, we see it a lot.
It's illegal.
I mean, he also had his hair
now,
grabbed.
the referee catches it.
Oh man, he had his hair grabbed so many times. That was crazy, right?
Yeah, Ridge had his hair like
literally. Hey, that's instant karma. Welcome to Knuckletown.
That was an unfortunate event, but yeah, I mean, look, you got to remember now.
Oh no, it was fortunate. He deserved to get his ass knocked out grabbing that hair. There, it was fortunate as hell.
Yeah.
Wayne, where you located at, man?
But
where's your home
I'm in
state?
North Carolina.
He's steadily over here with me in North Kakalaki.
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta make our way to North Carolina, man. We gotta get over there, man.
We have to legalize North Carolina because I could put 10,000 butts in seat in the Crown Coliseum. I have Fort Bragg, the largest military base in the world, 200,000 troops, and they love to see the nuts. We would make crazy money in Fayetteville. Let's go tomorrow.
Let's go, baby.
Oh, I'd love it.
Me and Josh been waiting forever to do our town, bro.
I got Josh unofficial.
Hey, see, he don't want to be shown. That's my guy right there. He's a mystery man. The mystery man.
There was Face. There was some questions popping up on there.
We are going to go to the Q&A. That's what I wanted to say, Lolo. We need to get to the Q&A. Wayne, if you don't mind hanging out, there's a couple questions that you could answer. Producer man, do you have any questions for us? I saw a lot on IG. I saw a lot on Facebook, Rumble, everywhere I've been on here, and there's a lot of questions. So, Mr. Matt, Mr. Mike G, producer. So I'll just go really quickly through what I saw on here, right? Nelson versus Dana White. You think you could take him?
Yeah, why not? I mean, listen. I think it's not fair, though, honestly.
So there's a couple questions for Britain, but of course she's not here anymore. So people want to know who you got, El Gallo or Ruffin, man? Who you got?
Me?
Yeah, who you got?
I mean, look, I'm
you
like,
really can't call it. I tell him all the time that he can't call it, man.
I can't call it. We do good fights. You know what I mean? We that way the odds is 120 and 120.
A lot of people are excited to see Cutman G, Christine, and the Marine fight Saturday night.
G doesn't have an easy fight. Like the kid is tough. He does have a loss by Andrew Strode. He dropped Andrew Strode. Andrew Strode is a serious fighter. He beat Tyler Randall, Tyler Randall's a good fighter. He beat J.R. Ridge. And Tyler Randall's on the card too. Like G, I think probably this might want to be G's one maybe tougher opponent. So that's cool too. Like he's taking on a real guy, or not a real guy, but I mean like a real contender that's been in there and is one of his best opponents. So that's hats off to him. Best favorite fight in BKFC history. I mean, Tenaglia and Tony Soto is definitely one of them. There's one that no one is going to really remember, and I'm telling you, it was such a great fight. I would love to pull it up, guys. You got to find this fight, Big Face. I believe it was bare knuckle 5 or 4. I did a show, Feldman and I.
I watched it.
We did bare knuckle 4-5 in Cancun. Julian Lane. Was it Julian Lane? No.
Julian Lane.
Was it Julian Lane versus?
It was the banger
Leonard
himself.
Garcia?
Let me bang Julian Lane.
Was it Leonard Garcia and Julian Lane? I don't know.
I think that's the right.
Garcia came on later on. Leonard Garcia didn't come on until he fought Joe Elmore. That was way.
Oh, there! Look at that. That's what I like about Wayne, man. He's a virtual dictionary.
But listen, that fight did happen. That fight happened. It was like back and forth.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite fights. I was like, wow, that was one of my favorite ones. So for sure.
So Wayne, first of all, man, we would like to thank you for joining us, man. We'd love to have you on again to talk some. We'll bring you on before the fights. I'm sure Nelson. He wants to bring refs on. He wants to bring judges on. He wants to bring all aspects of the sport into play. So thank you so much for joining us, man. Anybody you want to shout out before we let you go?
Just a shout out to my buddy Scott Burt. the head of the Hall of Fame, the bare-knuckle boxing Hall of Fame.
Scott
Got a couple
Burke.
guys from BKFC going in this year.
Yep.
I'm on his committee, and I get a chance to vote and voice my opinion over there. He's a great guy, and he loves
We
the
support
fighters.
that,
So,
and
hopefully
I'm
you guys
going
can
there
check
this
them.
year. I talked to Scott at BYB 34, and I'm going there this year. And listen, as Knuckletown, I want to say, since you brought up Scott Bird, I do want to say that we do have the benevolent order of of Knuckletown, not affiliated with the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame is something that's that's set in stone. That's up there in Knuckle. Hey man, we love it. We love it. We support it. So I do want to say I'll see you in Albuquerque, man, at BYB 35, right?
Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank
The
you,
main
Wayne.
event there is Nelson against Conley. It's going to be an amazing fight.
The rematch of LT Smash Nelson versus Conley, which was the crazy fight of the year in 2023. It will be a banger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Wayne. I'll holler at you,
I
my
really
brother.
appreciate it. All right, be good.
Anytime, man.
Wayne, nice to see you, brother.
Boss man, you had a
man?
fantastic show tonight, man. You had a lot of stars on here. We so much going on here. Hey, man. So talk to your people.
Well, I mean, look, this is something new to me. It's something that I kind of jumped into. Look,
the fans been begging for it. The fans been begging you.
I got a special guest here.
Here we go. The Joshua Chassis, my little big brother. Look at him. Global Combat Collective. Absolutely, you guys are doing huge things in the combat sports world. And 2025, I understand, is going to be a big year for Global Combat Collective.
It's a big year, man. We have plans on some all-female cards. We Brinks TV.
You said history. If people don't know, I mean, in Atlanta, you guys had a fantastic card there, and you set history not only with an all-female card with just bangers up and down the card, but the largest ever WBC championship purse bid. You said it. You paid them. You paid it. Everybody got paid immediately. It was a great show, a black tie affair with. I met Des Bryant, Curtis Conway, so many stars in the building. Britton Hart, Austin Trout,
Ali.
Sean Wheelock, Layla Ali. I mean, the stars went on and on and on. That was your inaugural event, just introducing yourself to the world, right? So, what does Global Combat Collective has for a store for us in the 2025?
That's gonna come. That's gonna come. We're in the works right now of closing some real good deals for distribution. We're lining up a couple other deals of sponsorship. We're looking into some venues. We'll have an announcement soon. I say by end of January, there'll be a nice little announcement of what's going to go down for the rest of the year 2025. Want to focus on finishing, the year BKFC. We got the 21st. We got January 18th.
Wow.
Pachanga. We got
Pachanga, man. Hey, Cali, man. Talk about Cali.
Are you coming to Cali?
Absolutely. If I can ride in your suitcase, I'm coming.
Let's go, man.
Let's go.
You can stay in my.
Talk to my boss man there, Joshua Chassis. He says I stress his bank account out, so we have to talk to
Josh. Me too. I don't even try to.
I stress his bank account out, but he loves me, so he has to.
I don't know.
Hey, he gave me an air fryer at the family Christmas event this year, and we stole it. We got out of the way with it.
I got like 4 of those things for last Christmas.
Yeah, I got like so many, but I love that guy. So, man, first of all, from here in Knuckletown, man, we are super excited and happy. This is our second show. We did our inaugural show the other night with you. We are so excited to have you because this is what the fans want, Lolo. They want to see you talk. They want to, and tonight it's just more overwhelming.
I mean, listen, I didn't know people wanted to hear all this crap.
You knew they wanted to see. I've been telling you for 6 months.
You're the one that said it. You're the one that said everybody wanted to
Absolutely.
Hear
and they do.
Huh?
So talk to your fans, close them out, man. Bring them out. You've had a fantastic show tonight. Tell them where to see you. Tell them to come to Miami and see you. What's up, brother?
Man, December 21st, Hard Rock, Hollywood. You got to come and see us. That card is called the Don't, what was the name? What did I name it? I forgot, but
I don't know, but you might get knocked the fuck out.
Hey, it looked like listen, everyone, there's not.
Don't blink. That's what you should have called it. Don't blink
card. That's what it's called. The Don't Blink card. Don't count nobody out card. Everyone has a chance to win. I can't even get a prediction from anybody. because it's evenly matched. Everyone can get it. So you got to be there December 21st. Come see us. You know, shouts out to Dave Feldman. This is the man with the dream, man. He's the one that.
And shout out to David Feldman, who was one of the inaugural bare-knuckle inducted into the Fraternal Order bare-knuckle for Knuckletown. We are presenting him with a beautiful buffalo leather jacket this weekend, man. Shout out, yeah, absolutely, man. Both of you guys, but Dave, man, you've done a lot for the sport, and we appreciate you.
Absolutely, like so. Shouts out to him because this dream that he had has trickled off into all the dreams that we have. And here we are now doing
Dave's dream, paying my rent. Thank you, Dave.
There you go. Paying everybody's rent. So appreciate Dave, and come see us at the Hard Rock. Don't miss it. Get there early. I don't know. Tickets look amazing. I don't think we got any left. But if you DM me, I might have a couple in there for sale. I know some fighters that still have a couple tickets for sale. Don't wait last minute. And don't be calling me 30 minutes before the show because I'll be busy.
Yo, shout out to my boy Nelson. Let's go. Turn it up. He doing it fast.